The crankshaft and connecting rods are stamped with a number at the factory. These numbers are added together at each journal to give you the size of the bearing that you need to buy. For example, if your connecting rod has a 1 and your crank has a 2, you need to get a size 3 bearing following this chart here. The part number for the OEM Toyota bearing is shown here, and the bearing size will be dictated by the number after the second dash. For example, this part number shown here has a 03 at the end, so it is a size 3 bearing. This sizing method will not work, however, if you get your crankshaft polished, so you will have to measure each journal independently and buy your bearings accordingly. You can't go off factory markets. Just to sum up the OEM bearing, and have a cult-like following of people that refuse to run anything else because OEM quality is the best quality. However, if you do want to go aftermarket, which a lot of people tend to do, you will find that the ACL race bearings are almost always the way to go. King bearings personally stay away from Clevet bearings as they use a softer metal and are prone to spinning at higher RPMs and horsepowers. Now, hey husbands, Valentine's Day is coming. And if you found the love of your life, get out of this. And these aftermarket bearings goes as follows. They will always have an STD or standard size. They will have 2 different undersize options. So for ACL race bearings, they have a 10,000ths undersize and a 1,000ths undersize. And they will also have an HX or high clearance size. STD is for if your crank has never been touched. The 10 thou and 1 thou undersize is if your crank was ground 10 thou and 1 thou accordingly. And the HX size is only to be used if you are using aluminum rods, which a majority of people are not. However, no matter how sure you are that the bearings you bought are the right size, double check the clearances when you assemble the engine. More than once, I've heard tons of stories of people that don't double check their clearances and then they end up grenading their motor. Now for anybody that needs to take their block to a machine shop, here's what you need to know. First, everything needs to be disassembled. Unless the machine shop is reassembling your motor for you, you should generally go with your block completely disassembled. For this imaginary project, we just want them to work on the block, so it must be bare. If they are boring your block, it is super important that you ask if they have a torque plate for the 2JZ. This, however, is pretty uncommon because most machine shops, at least local to me, deal mostly with V8s and don't have inline 6 torque plates. If they don't have a torque plate, don't fret. Superstore rents out torque plates for you to give the machine shop. You can go ahead and just do that. The machine shop does not necessarily have to use the torque plate for the boring process, but they do need to use it at the very least for the honing process, which is the final step to boring out your block and serves to prep the piston walls for the piston rings. Essentially, honing removes a very small amount of material by precisely scuffing the sides of the piston walls in a configuration that allows proper lubrication of the piston during operation. You can then ask the shop to resurface your block, and make sure to ask them to keep a note of how much material they took off the block. This is so that you can properly size your head gasket thickness later on. You also need to ask the machine shop to remove all your freeze plugs and oil galley plugs. This is because when you get the block hot tanked, which is a cleaning process for the block, basically like putting it into a dishwasher, you need to ensure that no metal particulate gets trapped in the oil or coolant passages. My local machine shop refused to remove my oil galley plugs because you need to weld a slide hammer to those little steel balls to remove them, so I had to take the block to another machine shop to get those out prior to taking it back to the first shop and having them machine my block. So after you get all that stuff removed, then you can ask the shop to hot tank your block, which will clean it, and that's it. Congrats, your block is now all finished. Now on to the cylinder head. Upgrading the valve train is not really necessary for 800 wheel horsepower and a stock redline. For a VVTi, the stock redline is 7,200 RPM, and for a non-VVTi, it's 6,800 RPM. But let's say you want to tell everybody about your stage 3 cams and conical valve springs, so let's talk about those upgrades. I'm going to keep this simple and go under the assumption that most people don't have a valve cutting machine in their garage or a resurfacing machine. And with that being the case, you are going to drive either to a local machine shop or ship that cylinder head off to a reputable shop. Now I'm going to be upfront here and admit that I don't have a ton of knowledge in this area. For my build, I just sent the cylinder head off to Head Games Motorworks, and they recommended valves, springs, buckets, and cams to be based off of my RPM and horsepower goals. However, through my research, I think I can give a pretty good idea of what brands are reputable. So for valves, you really can't go wrong with any of the big names. GSC, BC, Farah, Manley, they are all pretty darn good. Now like bearings, there are size options for valves too. You've got STD, which is standard, 1mm oversize on both valves, 1mm oversize on just the intake, and 1mm oversize on just the exhaust. If you're looking to make over 1,000 wheel horsepower, oversized valves may be the way to go. However, for our power goals, STD will do just fine. As for springs and retainers, the same rules apply. Any big name company is going to be a good choice. As for the type of spring that you get, that is more up to debate. In my research, Brian Crowler single springs are the way to go for 500 to 700 wheel horsepower. If you want to step that up a notch, GSC conical springs are a good option for a higher red line, as the conical spring design helps dampen the coil resonation. A step further would be the GSC dual spring, which further helps to dampen coil res. However, it will add more wear to your valve train because it weighs more than the other spring types. What type you choose is up to you. I went with the GSC conical springs for my build and plan to have an 8,500 RPM red line. The retainers are easy because they almost always come with the valves. So next up is the buckets that you're going to use. The 2JZ comes stock with shimmed buckets, meaning the bucket that the camshaft float presses down on has a removable shim on the top to make it easy to set valve lash. Valve lash is just the distance from the base circle of the cam lobe to the bucket. For high RPM builds, it's very common to get shimless buckets, which have no removable shim, and each bucket is a different size to properly set valve lash. If you want to get, in general, the more aggressive the cam, the more rough the idle gets because of how much air the cam is forcing the engine to run on. Now you can't go out and just buy a stage 3 cam and call it a day. You need to properly size the cam to fit your power and RPM goals, because without doing this step, you may have a cool idle, but you won't have any beneficial power gains. For an 800 horsepower build and an 8,500 RPM redline, the BC 264 or 272 will do you just fine, along with the GSC 1 or stage 2 cam. If you want to step up the quality of it, you can spring for the HKS 272s, but this really isn't necessary. All the times I've heard of people snapping cams, it's almost always due to installation error, not the horsepower. Two things to keep in mind. Headwork is not the only variable in dictating the RPM limit. Turbo size also plays a massive role. Another thing to note is that upgrading your cams will almost always ensure that your motor is now in an interference mode, meaning that your pistons now have the ability to come in contact with your valves. Now that you have all your parts picked out, you can take your head over to your machine shop and have them do the work and install those parts for you. The machine shop will probably ask you what you want done to the cylinder head, and here is what you can say.
Yeah, so I want a resurfacing job. I'll take a valve job, new guides, shimless buckets, let's see, new valve stem seals too. Yeah, that'll do it.
What this means is that they will resurface the mating surface on the head for you, along with cutting a 3-angle valve seat for your new valves. They will also install new valve guides, they will install your shimless buckets, and generally they will set the lash as well. And finally, they will throw in some new seals for you. And there you have it. The cylinder head is complete. Just make sure you ask the shop doing the work to take note of how much material they removed during the resurfacing process so you can properly size the head gasket later on. Talking about the head gasket, you need one. It is important. So generally, when you get the head and the block resurfaced, not enough material will be removed that you need to worry about getting a thicker head gasket. The OEM GTE one will work just fine and holds an amazing or head. Great question. My general rule of thumb is that if below 12 thousandths of material is taken off in total, then the OEM head gasket will work just fine. For my build, the amount of material taken off was around 24 thousandths, which is just about 0.6 millimeters. Therefore, I decided to get an HKS 2mm head gasket to make up for all the material that was removed. Some people just rock the stock gasket no matter how much material was taken off, and generally these people have no effects. But for the most part, most people will not need to worry about getting a different size head gasket, and you can just get the OEM one. For my GE guys out there, you definitely can't rock the stock head gasket. It's not an MLS or multi-layered steel head gasket, and it is really thin. You're going to need to get a 2.5mm MLS head gasket to drop down that compression ratio so you can make that sweet, sweet boost. A lot of companies make great 2.5mm head gaskets. BC, Tomei, Comatech. You can't go wrong with any of those. A little miscellaneous part you need need to complete the internals of your built 2JZ are ARP head studs. There's no argument here. If you want power, you need to get the ARP head studs, no questions asked. The last little part that you might need actually resides outside the engine, and it is a billet timing belt tensioner. If you want to bump up your red line, this is definitely a part that you're going to need. This is because the OEM one is prone to snapping at higher RPMs. Drift Motion and Real Street make this product, and you can't go wrong with either of those. So that wraps up the internals of the built 2JZ. There are a million options for what you choose to do outside of the engine. Turbo, injectors, coil packs, manifolds, you name it. This video would be hours long if we got into all that. I would say that for our imaginary build in this video, you can just rock a stock oil pump and throw on an ATI or fluid damper harmonic damper and call it a day. The rest is up to you. Now let's talk where to buy these parts and where to get your services performed.
Let's talk facts. The Avengers are not coming. We'll keep the American people safe.
There's some big right out there.
And you gonna help me stop it? Wait, us?
Here. Why, you got someplace to be?
I love that guy.
So none of us comply? So what, we'll just launch and shoot? I can't think of a force group of people trying to work together. Stop! Who are you? Everyone here has done bad things. You can't escape their past. Hey, it's like your mind is somewhere else.
Buy these parts and where to get your services performed. Where to buy. There are a lot of websites where you can buy your engine parts from. Some are scams and some are reputable, so let's go over the best places to buy these parts. The number one place I would recommend to buy engine parts is, and no, I'm not affiliated, they're just a great company. They have an customer service support line with people who are really, really knowledgeable about engine builds and are great at making suggestions on which parts to buy based on your goals. They carry just about any part you could need and even make their own custom parts, such as the billet timing belt tensioner we talked about earlier. And like most good companies, they have quick shipping and fairly priced merchandise. Drift Motion is another great company for buying engine parts. Like Real Street, they carry a ton of parts and they make their own custom parts as well. Their customer support isn't as knowledgeable as Real Street's in my opinion, unless you talk to Aaron, who is the CEO of Drift Motion. At the moment, however, their shipping times are rather slow due to the lack of staff and the events that have occurred over the past 2 years. So just keep that in mind. Superstore, Titan Motorsports, and Induction Performance are also all great sites to get your engine parts. You're going to have to stop by Superstore anyways if you need to rent out that torque plate that we talked about earlier. One place you don't want to buy engine parts from, no matter how small, is eBay. I know this seems kind of obvious, however some people do this to save a couple of bucks and end up getting replica parts. For example, sellers on eBay are notorious in recent years for selling fake OEM Toyota parts that are hard to distinguish from the real thing. This isn't to say that everything you buy on eBay is fake. However, I tend to avoid it wherever I can just to make sure there isn't the opportunity for me to put fake parts on my engine. If you need to buy OEM Toyota parts, I almost always go to the dealership websites to do so, such as ToyotaPartsDeal.com, which carry genuine OEM parts, but I've only really used this site to pick up little things like seals, gaskets, and the like. Now let's talk machine shops a little bit more. I've had such bad luck with poor quality machine shops in the past, so let me share what I have learned. There are a number of reputable 2JZ specific machine shops dotted around the country. For example, Kaizen Motorsports in California, Mazworks in Florida, Superstore in Arizona are all great shops to do any work on your 2JZ. However, most people don't live near one of their shops and will have to take it to a more local shop. I did this and took it to a shop near me that had good reviews and worked mostly on V8s. Here's what I've learned through a ton of research and headaches. 2JZs require a super smooth deck surface with an RA or roughness average of below 20. The lower the number, the smoother the surface. Roughness average is a metric used to basically quantify how smooth the surface is, and it is measured using what's called a profilometer. The surface on the block and the head needs to be extremely smooth due to the use of an MLS head gasket, which doesn't conform to fit all the little peaks and valleys left on a surface after machining. That is why older V8 engines don't require that smooth of a surface, because they mostly use composite head gaskets or softer metals that conform much better to rougher surfaces. So the most important thing you need to make sure of when you go to find your machine shop is that they can put a super smooth surface on your block. I was naive and told the first shop that I went to that I needed a surface suitable for an MLS head gasket. I got the block back and decided to check the RA of the surface because my work had a profilometer. The surface ended up being about 35 RA on average. I then spent a couple of weeks phoning up different shops in my area to see what kind of surface they could put on my block, and ended up finding one in Delaware called Alderman Automotive Machining, which was able to get a 19 RA on my block. I also had the first shop I just talked about resurface my cylinder head, and they put a similar 35 RA surface on it. I ended up taking it to Head Games Motor Works in New Jersey, where after inspecting my head, they informed me that the surface on the cylinder head that the previous shop had put on would never work and I would end up having head gasket problems down the road. Suffice to say, the surface that Head Games Motor Works put on my head was a near polished finish. I didn't even need to get it checked because I knew it was well under 20 RA. It was probably even in the single digits. So to sum up this section, most shops have no problem doing a bore and a hone that is acceptable for a 2JZ. However, it is much harder to find a shop that can put the proper surface on your head and block. So just do your research and find a place that can get that surface super smooth for you. Tools. So you know which parts to buy and where to buy them, but what tools do you actually need to build an engine? I will list the links to all the tools I talk about in the description. So let's jump right into this. First and foremost, you're gonna want to pick up an engine stand. This is necessary if you're assembling the engine yourself because you need the ability to rotate the engine 180 degrees at different parts of the assembly. To attach the engine to the engine stand, you will need 4 M12 by 1.25 millimeter bolts that are about 3.5 inches long. These are relatively hard bolts to find because M12 bolts usually come in a 1.75 millimeter pitch and not 1.25 millimeters, but if you scour enough hardware stores, you can find them. Online and called Ace Hardware. The most important tool you will need, in my opinion, is a torque wrench. Unfortunately, there's no one-size-fits-all. You will need to purchase probably 2 or 3 different torque wrenches that all have different scales. For example, most of the small stuff in the engine requires units as small as inch-pounds, such as the oil squirters, but the crank pulley bolt requires 240 foot-pounds. So you'll need to purchase a set of torque wrenches that span from inch-pounds to at least 240 foot-pounds.
We have Liberty Mutual is all she talks about since we stayed 100th by bundling our home and auto insurance.
Hey kid, it's pronounced Liberty.
Pounds to at least 240 foot-pounds. Next up is a piston ring expander. The piston ring expander is to fit the piston rings on the piston. It is a cheap tool and makes installing the piston ring super easy. You'll also need a jeweler's file, feeler gauge, and piston ring filer to properly gap your piston rings. The piston ring filer and feeler gauge are pretty self-explanatory, and the jeweler's file is there so that you can rid the edge of the ring of any burrs after you file the ring down. You will also need a ring compressor tool to install those pistons into your bores. There are expensive ones out there and cheap ones. I went with one of the cheaper ones and it worked just fine for me. Earlier, we talked about double checking clearances, so here are the tools you need to do that. First, you're going to want to check your piston to wall clearance. This ensures that your piston is the proper size for your bore. You will need a dial bore gauge to check the bore diameter and a 3 to 4 inch micrometer to check your piston diameter. The spec sheet that comes with your pistons will tell you the recommended piston to wall clearance. While checking your bore diameter, you can also check the taper and out of roundness of the bore. To do this, you either need to bolt a torque plate or cylinder head onto the block and torque it to spec. From there, you measure the bore at multiple points to make sure the measurements are all within the maximum allotted amount of 0.0008 inches. Yes, that is 8/10 of a thousandth of an inch. You're also going to want to check your bearing clearances for your main and rod bearings. There are 2 ways to go about doing this. You could use a dial bore gauge and a micrometer as we did for the piston and the bores, or you could just use plastic gauge. Plastic gauge is a little strip of material that you lay between the journal and the main/rod cap. You then torque the cap down to spec and then you remove the cap. The plastic gauge will smush, and depending on the width of the smushy plastic gauge, that will tell you your clearance. Personally, I tried both methods methods just for fun. I found the plastic gauge to be just a tad inaccurate, however it is much quicker. The micrometer and bore gauge method was a little more accurate, so it is up to you what you decide to use. If you want to use the micrometer method, you can also purchase a 1 to 2 inch micrometer, and you can use the same dial bore gauge as before. Another tool that most people also use for building their engine is the socket you need to install your air head stud nuts. Most people will find that due to the design of the cylinder head, that you can't fit most sockets down to torque the nuts for the ARP head studs. I bought all sorts of half-inch sockets to see which would fit, and found that the Craftsman 12.3/8" drive socket works great in the half-inch size. Another tool I believe you will need is a hex head socket kit. This is only for my boys rocking the VVTi engine, as you'll need a hex socket to torque the VVTi cam pulley. You're also going to need assembly lube, but you can really get any brand that you want. I went with the cheap stuff, but generally anything is going to work. The last thing I can think of needing is about 2 tubes of Toyota Fibbage, which is their brand of RTV sealant. This stuff is used all over the engine, and I have multiple tubes just laying around my garage. It's great stuff. So this wraps it up for all the specialty tools you'll need to build a 2JZ. This is assuming that you probably already have a basic set of hand tools in your garage, such as socket sets, wrenches, and stuff like that. I hope that everybody learned a thing or two, and for people thinking about building their own engine, I hope this kind of paved the way for all the planning that you're about to do. So if you are planning on building an engine, good luck, and feel free, like I said before, to put any questions you have below or reach out to me directly. Alright guys, have a good one. See you later.
Oh, yeah. Wait, a minute. What kind of dinosaur is this? What I'm confused about, Rock, is dinosaur and what lots of objects have to do with it.
To me,
Being kissed while you are asleep is one of the purest forms of love. Unless you're in prison. Girls should stop saying all men are the same. No one asked you to try them all. When you fart in public and instantly know it smells bad because of the heat of the fart. Fun fact, alcohol increases the size of the send button by 89%. I understand being a responsible adult, but every day, every single day, seems a little excessive. An unexpected bonus to Trump's election. Look at these two. Best thing that's ever happened to the gene pool. They say, when you snooze, you lose. I say, when you take a nappy, you are happy. Pretty sure this guy had a hard time parking.
One night stand with Ice Spice or save your dad for Johnny? Shit, I ain't gonna lie, fuck my daddy.
Everyone picks their nose at some point. It's what you choose to do next that defines you as a person. I wonder how fed up someone had to be to make deodorant. Forgotten passwords hold more secrets than a diary. This is by far the most country shit I have ever seen. Drinking alone is as bad as shitting in company. This is the most savage action figure man has ever created. In line at the bakery, I overheard a child behind me say to his mom, "Oh no, there's only 4 donuts left." When I got up to order, I said, "4 donuts, please." It's good to see someone who enjoys their work. A large group of humans is called a fuck that.
Ooh, he's snitching. Everybody snitching. Dude, get back.
2009 Guitar Hero meal, KFC. Oh yeah. You ever looked at someone and thought, shut up? But they're not even speaking. This guy died, and they still made him go to work. Adulthood is like looking both ways before you cross the street, and then getting hit by an airplane. When she's driving you to your homie's house, but you stopped giving her directions 15 minutes ago? This New Year's Eve is looking very living room-ish. When you're trying to help your friend cheat, but he's dumb as shit? That's it, kids. Remember to like and subscribe. Until then.
Well, Mazda.
Mazda. Hey, I'm Stefan with Papadakis Racing. We're here with my 72 Celica, and just like the rest of my projects, it snowballed. Initially, I just wanted to do some rust repairs, some spot stuff, but while we're at it, we figured, we might as well just paint the whole car. So I want to share with you guys our process of doing that, and let's get started. I'd like to introduce Dominic. So he's a jack of all trades and somehow a master at all of them. He helps a lot with the project around the shop. So the first step was to disassemble the Celica. None of us have been this deep into a Celica before, so understanding how to take all this stuff off was relatively straightforward, but we really wanted to take our time and make sure we didn't break anything. We also labeled all of the parts, bagged a lot of the screws, and the extra time to label everything now is actually totally saved at the end when you go to put the car back together and you're not searching around for hardware. The original color of the Celica seems to be this off-white color, which I think they had these weird like baby coupe colors in the 70s. Not really my style, so we thought for a moment of maybe repainting in that color, but I really like the blue, so that's the direction we ended up going with paint. We kept all the parts on these racks with the casters with the wheels on the bottom. That way we can kind of just keep the stuff out of the way in the shop. We try to put as much stuff in the shop on wheels, that way we can arrange the shop depending on what we're working on. There were several parts of the car that needed some rust repair, some metal work, so we wanted to do that at our shop before taking it to the body shop. So for instance, you can see in this location at the bottom of the windshield where it was probably puddling some water, and over time it just started rusting. The first thing we need to do is to get down to the bare metal and get all of the old paint and everything off. There are several ways of doing that, but the quickest way that we had locally was to just do some sandblasting. You have to be real careful though, because
You don't want to blast any of the flat panels because you can start having them warp. And you also have to be real careful to not over sand it because the sandblast can actually take some of the metal off as well. An already thin body like a Toyota Celica, you have to be real careful. The blasting is also good because you can get into all the little crevices and places where you can't get normal sanding tools, and that way you can really start fresh. You can see here where the roof and the A-pillar are pieced together by some factory worker 50 years ago, probably by hand. We also sandblasted the trunk area, and then any areas that we knew we had to do metal work. So for instance, this fender, once we blasted all of the old Bondo and stuff away, you can see where the car actually had some previous metal work, and it was rusted all the way through. So the first step in the metal repair is to cut the metal back past anywhere that there was any kind of rust or any kind of damage. And then in this example on the fender, Dom handmade a fill piece out of mild steel, and in order to have the least amount of body filler later, we want to try to match the original shape as possible. So Dom's using a magnet to hold the material in place and just using a standard MIG welder. We have to be real careful not to burn any holes with the welder because the old part, the metal, is really thin. So one of the tricks is you weld a spot, you let it cool down, then you do another spot, you let it cool down, and you just take your time and go around the entire part, and eventually you've got it all welded and you haven't burned any holes if you did it right. And really at this point what we want to do is build up material, and then we go and sand it down and we get it as close as we can to the factory shape. Here's a few more parts where we did some rust repairs on the lower rocker, and then the old over fenders had a bunch of holes where they were mounted, and we filled those to have fresh ones later when we put the new fenders on. And while we're at it, with the car this far apart, I figured we might as well also do some strengthening. So we did some spot welding around where the frame rails attached to the unibody. Normally on these layers, it's just like a factory style spot weld, but when you get the MIG and you do these extra welds, you can help make the chassis a bit more rigid. The chassis dolly we made is just 2-inch square tubing with casters on the bottom. It also has some adjustable frame rail brackets, and they're just clamped on with this bolt on the bottom. Our buddy Damien from Auto Explosion in Gardena, California painted the car. He and his dad have been painting show-winning cars for decades. We looked at a lot of colors, Ferrari colors, Porsche colors, some Mercedes ones, but eventually just landed on a Toyota Blue from the 1980s. Now comes some of the real elbow grease. So Damien spent 2 or 3 days just removing the old paint, primer, and sanding it down with this 3M roll lock tool. After getting all the way down to bare metal, within like an hour, you've got to get the direct to metal primer on. The reason why is you don't want any moisture to get into the metal, and that can cause issues, later on in the car's life. After about 24 hours of drying, then you can start repairing the dents, imperfections with the hammer. You try to pound all that stuff back out and get it as smooth as you can before you start doing any body work. You'll just start blocking the whole body, starting from 80 grit sandpaper all the way to 600. As the imperfections are shown, you do another layer of like a high build primer, and then you sand it again. Eventually you just end up with a super straight body. At some point though, we did have to start using some filler because some of the factory body lines were not perfect anymore, and you need the filler to the color. You do that quickly because it helps the base coat to bond. The base coat is the color coat, and we used a PPG water-based paint. After fully drying with heaters and the forced air, about 30 to 60 minutes, Damien did 2 coats of clear. And after about another 24 hours, it's buffed, inspected, and then polished. And then the plan was to wait 6 months for everything to totally cure, and the clear coat actually gets a lot harder, and then we come back and do a color sand and full buff, and then you get that really smooth, slick look, and you can get rid of pretty much all the orange film. Once back at the shop, we touched up all the undercoating of the truck bed liner. It dries a lot harder than most undercoatings, and worked really well for this application.
3 dudes fighting the sunset right now.
Once back in the shop, it was time to reassemble. Many of the Celica parts needed to be restored, like the headlight bucket and like those areas were so rusted out. So we had it blasted, and then the silver is actually Cerakoted, and the whole back piece is powdered. Some pieces we actually used SEM trim black paint, which is an amazing paint that's a really black paint. The headlights are a Holley product. It's actually an LED headlight, but it has the retro look to it. I think they call it Retro Bright. I'll leave a link to those in the description down below. The modern LEDs are so much better than the old halogens and everything, but these are neat because they still have the old school headlight look. The rest of the light lenses, including the tail lights, were all buffed by Damien, and then he clear coated them, which made them look like brand new perfect. Pretty much all the hardware was either new, or we sent a lot of stuff out to get re-zinc plated, and it has that factory gold look. After aligning the new over fenders, they're drilled and then held in place with these aircraft Clico, like temporary fasteners. And then the final installation was done with nutserts, which are basically rivets, but they have threads inside of them. And we use stainless steel screws that are black and black nylon washers. The little weather strip in between the over fender and the paint is actually so much time in between the drift events and everything. We'd spend time on the weekend or whenever and get the car back together and tuned up the rest of the parts, cleaned them all up, and started reassembling the car. So here's the car after 6 months now, color sanded, buff. What's cool about the light in the shop when I filmed it this day is you can see the difference, like the color shift a little bit depending on whether it's in the sun or where it's a little bit darker. It looks different. I've driven the car a bit and actually got some rock chips and stuff on it already, but that's okay. I want to use it. And the Celica's not done. I still have you can see my clipboard there. I have a whole list of stuff still to do this car, and that's what's cool about the hot rods. Is you never really finish it. It's like an ongoing project. The purple Wiggins clamp on the top of the valve cover and hose are for the crankcase breather tank from Radium. Inside the trunk is all painted with Steel-It black spray paint, and the fuel tank is black powder coated. All the stainless steel window trim is actually OEM. We just cleaned it up and polished it. Overall, super happy how this thing turned out, and thanks everybody for helping to restore this old Celica.
That picture, so sharp.
Maybe it is Samsung. That's why it's all the
This must be the place to watch Super Bowl 59.
Here, check the hydraulics. Anyway, these are documents of the car, and the nice guy left some gifts in here for me. We have white wine. The wife is gonna love that. Very nice. Oh no, this is like champagne. Very nice. And then we have rosé. Beautiful. And then a big bag of things. Look pads from Alpina. Pretty cool. Got a hat. Twins Classics. Ooh, a jumper. No way! That looks so cool, man. Alpina fleece. Look at that. I love it. Thank you again to Rainer and Fabian. You guys are legends. Okay, I'm gonna go through all of this paperwork and see what I find interesting. Nice little pouch. So this is the original registration document, the old one. This is how it looks right now. Can't show you this in detail because it contains personal information. But the car was first registered October 21st, 1999. And it was bought by a company called Cologne. They registered October 21st, 1999. And it was bought by a previous bastard, fella. Since 2004. Actually here near Frankfurt, flight phones, the United States here. Original pics, which you can find actually online. Archives. This is the last of inspection. I don't know if shocks are trying to work. It's struggling here. The shocks here. Check the hydraulics. Anyway, these are documents of the car, and the nice guys from Kunz left some gifts in here for me. We have white wine. The wife is gonna love that. Very nice. Oh no, this is like champagne. Nice person. 1999, and it was bought by a company. Cologne. They registered on October 21st, 1999, and then he was bought by a previous bastard, fella, and he owned it since 2004. Actually, here near Frankfurt, Mike Palm's Kreis. I even have his name here. Original pics, which you can find actually online in our archives. This is the last tooth inspection, which was done in September 2004. Okay, Polizei has already handed down the previous owner for installing the LPG on the car, which you can hear in the background, but it had the power steering pump replaced in 2011, but the guy paid 1,208 euros for that. Spark plugs were done in 2010. LPG spark plugs, so they use different spark plugs. Wheels were finished in 2010 at Manhattan wheels, which is nearby, all four of them, and the cost was 475 euros with tax. Now it's like 3 times that. And I just checked all wheels. The front right one is curved and the rear right one is curved a little bit. The left side wheels are perfect. So maybe I can drop off just that side of the wheels with them and they can paint those. Man, they're really hunting down the previous owner. There's a chopper now as well.
I'm going to show you here so you can actually squeeze on it, left foot pretty right, your body will fly. Watch this. We made a whole kit for drunks, for drinkers, right? So it's everything you need to enjoy wine. This is your wine opener. Now you put that pin in the center, you see that? You just push that pin down to the ball. Now there's no CO2 to buy, there's no batteries, there's no electricity needed. So
Man, they're really hunting down the previous owner. There's a chopper now as well. They work fast. 2 O2 sensors were replaced in 2010. That was nearly 300 euro. And 2 xenon bulbs, 122 euros. Here's a big one. This invoice is from 2010, 3,322 euros. They replaced the transmission. So that's the labor to do it, 569 euros. Transmission, 1,321. Oil change, 2 xenon lights, 122 euros. Front O2 sensors, nearly 300 euros, and the total was 3,322 euros. Receipt for the tires, Dunlop Sport Max, 551 euro. This was done in 2010, so that's why the tires are dated from 09. The fuel tank was replaced in 2009. That was 844 euros in total. The hydraulic for the trunk was replaced in 2008. That was 491 euros. Okay, the Polizei is looking at me right now. They heard that I bought a B12. But it's not me! It's the previous owner that did this, okay? You need to chase him. Okay, they're leaving. In 2008, a bunch of work was done for the tooth inspection. Querlenker, control arms, 912 euros. So credit where it's due. The guy did maintain the car. Another oil change at Mr. Wash, 59 bucks. CW40. 2008, bunch of work was done. Some errors, Bremsscheiben brake discs, brake pads, some other stuff. But came to
The 2JZ.
and by the way, Bernie,
it's just the worst thing in the world, and I guess my head is where his is on the other side of the wall, so you just hear that snowing through the walls. You can't do nothing about that. You know, I'm laying there, I just hear I called his room last night. He picked the phone up. I said, "Get off your back," and I hung the phone up on him. He was on his back. Man, it's snowing something. Man, who's retired by applause? Retired? Yeah, that's all right. I want to retire too after the show, but that's quitting. I want the paperwork. Yeah, I'd be like my grandfather. My grandfather, when he retired, man, he had like a uniform. You know what I mean? You didn't see him in clothes no more. The next day, man, you just saw him in some boxing shorts, a tank top, and one dress sock. That was his uniform. He looked weird laying in the casket with that on.
Liberty Mutual is all she talks about since we saved hundreds by bundling our home and auto insurance.
He looked weird laying in the casket with that on. He just was strange looking, you know. Still retired, you know. Yeah. My uncle, he retired, man. He just went on ahead and retired. He was on disability for many years. Yeah, he lost these 3 fingers on the job. He's walking around like this. Yeah, 5 fingers on his hand. Left this hand in his pocket, left this one out. I said, "Oh, why don't you leave this one out and put the other one in your pocket?" He said, "But I'm right-handed." I said, "Not no more." Yeah, switch it up a little bit, man. friend of mine, his father, he retired from Tesla, you know, and part of his retirement package, they gave him a top of the line Tesla on the way out, man. Beautiful car. Oh, this inside and out, beautiful car, man. And a friend of mine, he had one too, man. You know, beautiful cars, man. Smart car too. But like I said, a friend of mine, he had one, and and the car drove itself back to the dealership. I don't think I want no car like that out of my business, you know. Yeah, that's a secret, you know. Come on. Yeah. Getting older though, man. It's a blessing to get older. Yeah, people don't like it, but you know, I know I'm getting older. You know, things are tweaking right now. You know what I mean? I like some of y'all too, man. Like, you know, you don't know why it hurt. It just do. Like right now, my third toe hurt right now. I don't know how you hurt your third toe. I just got up out the bed and I limped to the bathroom. I said, what did I dream about? Well, I hurt my toe in the dream. I don't remember. Yeah, it's just my body, man. It's just different, you know. I just noticed things are happening. I was driving around the other day. I was driving and I was looking for an address and I couldn't find it. So I had to turn the radio down so I could see. The radio was up too loud. I ain't gonna find the thing up if the radio was up like that. My eyes don't work when the radio is up. I'm like, man, you do, boy. You do this right here now. I do this, you know. I don't know why. I just started doing that. My daughter said, your arm hurt? I go, I don't know. I don't know if it hurt. I know some of y'all do it too. I know you do it, man. Listen, man, everybody, if you know who Captain Kangaroo is, your hip hurts sometimes. You know who that is. You know, you old enough to know things ache. So I was sitting, man, I was in my first time. I've never been to here in Provo. I've been to Salt Lake, man. I was doing a big Halloween thing down there. I like Halloween. And I trick-or-treated till I was 24. That's free candy right there. I don't understand. I don't know how homeless people go hungry on Halloween. All you gotta do is ring a doorbell and get some candy. You're already in your uniform. Get you some free candy. You have a whole bag of candy all week long, man. Other people jealous of you. Oh, man, you should have rang doorbells. Yeah, I was 24, man. Yeah, I'll be up on your porch knocking, trick or treat. Don't you drive a school bus? Yes, man, let my bus over there. Just as a bus driver, I figured I'd come over. I heard you had Kit Kat, so I figured I'd get off the bus, come on over here. I used to love trick or treating. Trick or treating has changed, though, you know. Over my head up in there, you know. Yeah, I want to make sure it's clean up in there. That's all I'm saying. You can't get them dishes out the sink. We don't want your candy. You can't even clean up. You knew somebody's gonna come by here this evening. My mother was cheap though, man. Never bought the whole costume, just the mask. People knew it was me. I had the same school clothes on. They knew exactly what it was. Yeah. I knock on the door anyway. Trick or treat. Roman, is that you? I said, no, I'm Superman. So, well, Superman, take this cornbread skillet back to your mama and tell her I said thank you so much. Walk around the neighborhood with that cast iron skillet in my bag. You don't know how heavy that skillet is. Cheap, man. One year she told me keep my school clothes on and go as a 5th grader. Remember last year trick-or-treating, true story. My mother threw a black bedsheet over my head and told me I was a ghost. Oh, maybe y'all didn't hear me. My mother threw a black bedsheet.
This is the quickest way to pee out fat.
Good God, man. Stop eating them. You're gonna blow up.
No, I'm not. The numbers on the scale.
Just draped it on, push me on out the door, man. Almost got hit by 4 cars that night. I remember. At least cut the eyes out. My goodness. You don't love me, you don't cut the eyes out the thing. Come on. I get back in the house, she tell me, go put your costume back on your bed. I thought I was Superman. I went as a twin mattress this year. I didn't know. What 3 of my friends used to do, what 3 of my friends used to do, we used to go across town to the white neighborhood because y'all always had the best candy. Ooh, y'all went grocery shopping for y'all stuff. Y'all had the best. Yeah. There's only like 3 of us used to go though, you know. More than 3 little black kids. We thought y'all was gonna turn that porch light off on us. 3 little black kids is cute. 4 is a gang. So we're not trying to scare nobody on Halloween, I guess. Yeah, boy, y'all had the good stuff, boy. Whole Snicker bars, Rice Krispie treats, the thick stuff, boy. Candy apples. You didn't know what you was gonna get in my neighborhood. We hope you got candy. Yeah, you ring the doorbell, baby. You like pork and beans? Yeah, actually I do. Go ahead, put them in that skillet. You see that skillet? Put him in that skillet in there. Yeah, that skillet right there. Just go ahead and put him in there.
I called myself Benny because I admired Jack Benny so much.
The show gets canceled. The Benny Hill Show faced mounting criticisms and controversies, particularly regarding its portrayal of women.
It is the truth.
Sexual innuendos and prejudices complicate the matter even more.
As a result, the show began losing financial support.
The Benny Hill Show, a comedic phenomenon that reigned supreme from the 1950s to the 1980s, captured audiences with its slapstick humor sketches. Audience with laugh controversies over its risque content. Join us and unravel the reason that The Benny Hill Show was taken off the air.
Whoa, it's a beautiful day to do these reactions.
Right here.
It's over there. Wait, hold on. You can't get in here. No. Look what's that? No, you can't get in there. No. You gotta order XL. I don't understand trying to be cheap. Order XL.
This man talking about I can't get in his car. He's talking about I can't fit in his car when I get in cars like this all the time. I get in cars like this all the time. My friend got a car like this and I get in her car all the time.
What he thought was gonna be no better when something do it different. Now, what's your side of the story?
I'm suing you for discrimination, point blank period.
Discrimination?
Yes, discrimination.
It's criminal with an XL. Hold on. Man, you know you can fit in that car.
I can't fit in that car. Yes, I can't fit in that car.
Man, y'all heard it right here first. What's the same thing?
Hey man, all jokes aside though, how do you even approach a woman to be like, I need a skit and I need you to play this role because you fit the criteria? You inbox and be like, say bro, your ass big as hell, you wanna be in this skit? how that conversation go? That's what I want.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
I use you.
Hey man, you know, one time I heard this expression by an older gentleman, you know, me and him was, you know, randomly walking and shit like that. I didn't know this nigga, but you know how it be at the park or wherever you at, and you notice something fine, and you look at another man as of, like, did you see it too? That nigga said, boy, she dragging that wagon, bro. That is one of the best expressions I've ever heard, though, like, for real.
Our condolences to Brian's family.
21-year-old Erica Covington apologizes for pulling a man inside a Caesars Palace hotel room before a judge sentences her to prison.
I deeply, genuinely apologize. Grief and pain that I've been crying as.
In 22, Taylor killed and robbed 25-year-old Brian Altamirano Solano in May 2023.
Hey, yo, what?
This video the 80s Now investigators obtained shortly afterward shows the trio walking hand in hand minutes before the murder. Altamirano Solano's father speaking with the help of an interpreter. It wasn't enough just taking his belongings, he says. They had to kill him. Altamirano Solano and the girls were in his room for about 15 minutes before one of them pulled the trigger.
Come on now, dog.
Police finding a cartridge casing they say matched Taylor's gun.
Yeah, that's not how they work, dog. I've seen countless videos of people apologizing for offing someone, deleting someone. Fam, you people ain't coming back. The deed is done. You better sit your ass in this cell for life. So once you do it, it's over for you, Pop.
Fine. That is fine. What's your advice to men who want to be good fathers, but they can't see their kids because of the relationship with the mother?
Yeah.
What's your advice to that man?
Have another family.
I ain't hating, no, I ain't.
Start another family.
Yeah, have other children.
So
you're gonna do it anyway. It's just nobody tells the truth. If you don't see your kid, you wish them the best. The mama got control, then you got to come to grips with it. You can't be knocking on the door, screaming, "Let me see my seed," and all that. You got to be cold with it, dog. In your head, you're like, you know, you and that child. Another family.
That's hard.
That's good. You and that child. I have another family.
But that's tough.
That's not fair to the kid.
The kid, yeah, what about the little man?
Live long enough in life, nothing is fair, buddy.
Nah, I get that, but it's not fair to the kid.
Yeah,
I have to suffer because you said because
if the father was in a relationship with the mother for years and the father abandoned you, different story.
I'm talking about the man who's a good man. He want to be in the kid's life,
yeah,
but the mom is just making it super difficult.
Can't tell me I'm sweet. I'm nervous. Bad boy, bitch.
Then you wait till that child grows up.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all, the men in the 70s and 80s, I feel like they lived and died by this, man. I know some niggas right now who ain't know they, you know, don't have a relationship with their first baby mama's child, but they built a whole family around the second baby mama. Lovely family, married, all that kind of stuff. It be letting you know that the first baby mama really was the issue. Real talk. Them niggas will pack their bag. How do you have that because y'all mamas was...
These crabs so good.
Tell me again. Who's that kid?
I don't like you. I don't like you.
Some secrets will both die. Oh, yeah, alright, okay. Come on, man.
Say, bro, women will try to gaslight you into sending them more money when they should have did what they were supposed to do with the first money. Make that make sense. That'll piss me off personally.
And relationships, I've noticed that whenever it's a lady and a man, and they have a cutesy little daughter, such a beautiful daughter, and they're out, and I'm out, and we pass, it's always weird. It's always like, a walk.
I'll tell you now, I think you did.
You know, like, it's like, why are we acting this way? Did I do something? All I did was look. Hello? But y'all trying to be like, oh, hit her, Tiffany. It's silly to me. It's silly and interesting watching these relationships because when I notice it's the other way around, like with a lady
What's up?
and a man, that man be looking so happy to be there, y'all. He be saying, hello, good morning, have a good day.
I get a check from Charles Schwab every week, and I don't work there. Here's how. Basically, all I have to do is find a trend.
He be saying, hello, good morning, have a good day. The woman is always so beautiful as well, kind, friendly, has a beautiful family. Everyone has a beautiful family, both sides, but it's interesting how they interact with people of the opposite, you know? It's like, oh, what's going on here, you know?
You know, that's very interesting. I had a conversation years back about this. Every time I speak with a man, the woman almost her. Like, all of a sudden, her status raised up because of that. And then the dude, not all the time, often did not, will look at me on the defense like on some put her back where she rightfully belongs. Nigga, I don't care about you, girl. Most times, y'all don't even date the ones that we like anyway, bro. They wigs be all messed up and shit, man. We don't want them nowhere.
The real F around and find out moment is here. A lot of people are looking at the black community thinking that we are the recipients, the benefactors of DEI programs and affirmative action programs. And I know affirmative action is no longer, but whenever they hear the term DEI or they hear the term affirmative action, they look to the black community thinking that we are the benefactor. Now, here's some information for you. The number one recipient of DEI are white women.
I'm a big player.
That is according to the U.S. Department of Labor. And others fall under that group, under the minority group, the ethnic minority. Number one recipient under that group are Latino and Hispanic Americans. Number two are Asian Americans. Number three are Native Americans. Number four, individuals with disability.
I'm a catch.
Number five, veterans. Okay? And number six, the LGBTQ plus community. And guess who comes last at receiving DEI benefits? Guess who comes last? That's right. Black Americans. Black people. Let me also say, you can do a Google search and you will see the primary benefactors of DEI programs are not only white women, but white men, white male CEOs. Those are the ones who have benefited the most from DEI initiative programs.
Fun fact, since white women are the biggest recipients of DEI, this is great to know, right? I found this out recently. Black men, for the first time in recent history, surpassed white women earning, weekly that is, last year in Q4. With all of the shit that they got going for them, the DEI, because they ain't giving it to nothing. We gotta go get it out the mud, bro. And we make more money than Hispanic men. And this ain't to pit nobody against each other. I'm just laying out this fact. That's what it is. We make more money than white women, black women, Hispanic men, Hispanic women. The only people we don't make more money than is Asian women, Asian men. Asian women and Asian men are the apex predators when it comes to earning, bro. They out earning everybody in the country. It is what it is. We probably never gonna catch up to them. But we caught up to white women, y'all.
I'm better than any nigga that you ever had in your life. Them niggas treated you like trash. Them niggas treated you like trash.
You know me.
Them niggas treated you like trash.
You think it's okay for you to your ex? You think it's okay for me to get you in October?
He's trying to play me.
No. You think it's okay for you to get you on the phone in October? You were talking about me too? What do you mean? Come on, man. Come on, bro. This shit one-sided, dog. It's one-sided. It's one-sided shit. Yeah, I am, Miss Kimber. I am. What's good? I am. I'm gonna go pack my shit down. No, don't touch my shit. Don't, see, this is how it always happens. This is how it always happens. Dirty is. I got money.
Emotional, damn it.
You mean I got money, nigga? You didn't put. I built your confidence. You didn't have no confidence. You don't have no self-esteem, no confidence.
I'm here telling the truth. If somebody else should have told you this.
Confidence. No, you gave me the idea.
Say, dog, hey man, I'm surprised dude ain't catch whiplash. That boy neck was all over the place, man. Oh, y'all no did it. Man, it's sad that grown ass men gotta say that shit, bro. Y'all dudes be making me get off topic because I be worrying about what y'all gonna say in the comments, man. Y'all gotta relax, but dog, bro. If you catch your lady cheating and you stay, she gonna continue cheating. I don't believe that because now she know you weak. Anything ain't leave me. What's up, respect the man ain't gonna leave you. Come on, man.
It's called the group doctrine. Let me tell you about it. According to billions of our customers, the Groove belt was and is the best belt in the world. However,
whoa, it's a beautiful day to do these reactions.
No.
That mean he insecure. That don't mean he's secure because a secure man wouldn't have no problem telling you, man, take that shit off. He probably would date you first, but a secure man ain't going for that. Nah, an insecure dude, he feels lucky to have you. That's why he's allowing that to happen. He know he can't control you no more.
I'm a catch.
Hey, and the sad part about it is this. They be knowing you want it. They been told you that they gonna do it, and now they just making you suffer. And then, if you go out there in the streets and get it from a more willing person, they act like you did them wrong. Man, look like he beat the brakes off us, dog. I don't recommend none of y'all hitting no woman or nothing like that, but damn, dog. He got her looking like, was it Hagler that beat up Bart in the show? I forgot who it was. Tommy Hearns? That was Tommy Hearns.
You gotta keep me happy because I will cheat.
Come on now, dog.
See, fella, she can talk like this because she deal with men that she feel like she's the prize with. She feel like she's better than you. She feel like she's getting out of you, but you can't get another her.
I'm a big player.
That's why a lot of women pick certain men. They don't pick a man with options. Like women be in my DMs all the time, talk about the imaginary man. Oh, I know you got a whole bunch of women. I know you got a whole bunch of women. I was like, think you're the only woman that found me attractive? This ain't no cotton. See, women be afraid to deal with me. They know stuff like this ain't the guy. You can't talk like this. It's just like, I'm just gonna be cheap. Baby, you ain't nothing to me getting another one of you. I got you. You don't think I can get another one? What are we doing? What are we doing? Make it make sense. And another thing, fella, the fact that y'all would beat a women like this, and I don't know if she a content creator or whatever, but the fact that y'all would even let a woman get that far in a relationship, this is just a, fellas, y'all need to start learning the difference between women that you can actually say that's your woman and just someone you knocking down. Where y'all daddies in? Where the father figures in y'all life? How is it that y'all can't tell the difference between 3 or 4?
Yeah, dog, I agree with that to an extent. In 2025, dog, a lot of women feel like they have more options than what they actually have. These dudes really just be wanting to smash a lot of times. Real talk. And I promise you, there's a guy that she really likes who ain't trying to give her time of date at all. And that's why she going out here purposefully hurting other niggas. Real talk.
All right, I just want to highlight on this panel right here. This panel is a group of 5 women, and they're talking about relationships, blah, blah, blah. And on this particular panel, they talk about how every woman should have a whole phase. And when one woman says that every woman should have a whole phase, every last one of these women said, yes, they should. And I just want to say that men get a bad rap in the black community. They say, oh, the man, he left. Oh, he don't protect the woman. We don't talk about the ignorance that is promoted and condoned amongst women. This is what happens very frequently amongst women. When you have problems in your household, you sit around with your friends. When you have issues with your children, you sit around with your friends and you don't identify that all of you all are dumb. All of you all are stupid. All of you all are ill-informed. So you keep making this cycle. I'll never forget when you want to get some help.
Hey man, off subject, ladies, please stop bringing your sons, stop bringing your kids in general around you and those women when y'all having these type of conversations, bro. The amount of conversations I've heard like this while children were present is disgusting. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Children don't need to be hearing this. Y'all bring your sons to hair salons and y'all talking reckless in there and wonder why the man acting like little woman. I'm just saying, bro, like, it make sense, bro.
Who is Raul? What are you talking about? Right there. Yes. You are really dumb. For real. All to crack my ass. Who's Raul?
Think about it, Paul.
Think about it, Raul.
I read you out. It auto-corrected.
Who the fucking Raul?
Oh my God, that was supposed to be a P. I did not.
How?
You're a victim.
I would ask you, how has Nubia changed your life?
How has Nubia changed my life?
How has Nubia changed my life?
How has Nubia changed my life?
You're a victim.
How do you spell your name?
P-A-U-L.
What does that say?
Raul,
R-A-U-L.
Oh, God.
What the hell?
Exactly. Now that you mention it though, Mom, I'm actually meaning to ask how Raul's been doing.
What? Yeah, who's wrong? I don't know Raul.
I'm gonna save this one because I tell you what.
What? Tell me what, please do so.
Raul. Oh man, it's fucking funny. I got fucking 20-some years. You never messed up on spelling your mom's name. I know how to spell it.
Oh, yeah, I don't know how to spell it.
I'm smiling, but it ain't funny.
I don't think you do.
I'm staying on business. You're skating on thin ice, fucko. Who the hell is Raul? Man, I get that dude because, yeah, man, Paul, man. Come on now. He was mad and upset. He was distraught.
Wait, me, you to catch my outside stuff with that shit about with the Chris. What that shit that was about with Chris. You was saying you could fix it. I go to another one. Run over there, wave that hand. You could have
It's out.
like, what's that one about? I feel bad, my nigga. You laughed at it, you could have fixed it, Chris. You know, Dad, nigga, I just came over there and got full. What's that? Then your boss was like, what you was saying? Like, you had nothing to do with it. So he better say you could have fixed it. Dad, man. My nigga, you can come outside and look at that. You like that.
I think we should plan this another time.
Yeah, that's what I'm good. You can video that shit. You did that bad. You over. Now you see what I'm Hey, look, bring that camera over here. See what I'm talking about? Now all of a sudden, niggas go. I was wrong with some. The homie kind of getting your way anyway. She was like, he ain't something to work. I ain't got nothing to do with it. Look, I ain't got nothing. Go outside. You ain't got no free left on that. My nigga, you gonna get shit on yourself. How you gonna go over a nigga? Come on, man. Make it make sense. I ain't got for it. I asked you something before we left. Hey, I asked you before we left, I asked you to make sure you couldn't do it. Yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying? Now it's your bag now. Now it's your bag. Man, run that camera. You sit up and talking about fake shit. Niggas. You talk to niggas ain't shit. I was some white people, he done made me some fucking grits. You gonna tell me he couldn't make nothing? Come on, man, you got me up, man. Then home turns away. You ain't had no business telling them nigga away. Man, they made some grits, man. You make a nigga bad. I ain't even mad at you, twin. Man, you could have made some more all that. Just a Waffle House, nigga. 24 hours, nigga. Straight like that. What you mean I'm serious? I can't back to this bitch, huh? I've been waiting a minute. Accusations. Come on, man. I'm feeling some type of way, nigga. That old bitch ass.
Not over no cornbread. Grits in this case. No, New Orleans is not a real place, though. I'm telling you, man, people be crashing out over the craziest shit here, bro. I'm at the Cox Cable place. That's an internet provider, bro. Turning in my old equipment because I upgraded my internet. As I'm doing that, man, this one dude was trying to work the kiosk, and one of the employees refused to help him, man. That man crashed out in that store, boy. I'm telling you, same situation, just
billionaire up to you and offered you $20 million to break up with your current significant other under the condition that you don't get back together with them, would you do it?
I'ma do what the I wanna do.
that depends, bro. Do I get to sign do I have to sign paperwork saying that I can't get back with that person? Because if it's just a agreement, you get the bread, come straight up.
Boy, you cannot be better than my man. No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't prove it. No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't prove it. No, you can't. No, you can't prove it. Prove it, prove it. Prove it, prove it. Prove it, prove it. Prove it, prove it.
All jokes aside, there's a female right now having this conversation with a work husband, the guy best friend, the gym. I'm telling you right now, dog. Be safe, fellas.
I completely understand that in this life there is no way for every woman to be a feminist. I completely understand that, but what I don't like is when women spew anti-feminist rhetoric but pick and choose what parts of feminism they want to accept and reject. For example, if you, your child, your daughters, your cousins, your mother went to primary, secondary, or post-secondary school, that's because of feminism. Am I tripping? You getting married or not getting married is feminism. Your husband not being your first after you get married and you not being stoned to death is feminism. Being able to get divorced is part of feminism. Being able to have custody of your child or shared custody after that divorce or separation is a part of feminism. The reason you get to own a bank account is because of feminism. The reason you get to vote is because of feminism. So what you say? The reason you can go on dates without having to be escorted by your brother, cousin, or whoever else, even sometimes your father, is because of feminism. The reason rape is a crime is because of feminism. The reason marital rape is a crime is because of feminism. The reason you can call the police after you get your ass beat by your boyfriend or husband and that be considered a crime is because of feminism. I don't know what y'all think feminism is, but it's being treated like the human being that you are, okay? And when you're in a system that does not allow you to be afforded the rights of a human being, then you fight against that. I hit about 5, knocked about 3 bitches down. Your feminist ideologies. I'm over here sweating because I just got out of the shower, but I don't understand what the fuck y'all think feminism is.
Hey, the only thing she missed out on is this. Feminism only can because of forcing out men forcing this shit. Y'all couldn't do it on your own, bro. Trust me, y'all want to live in a world where dudes don't have nobody check. You can do to stop it. It take other men to stop. Just being real with y'all, bro.
Slick my stepson. I'm slick boy. Get off my step boy. Get off my step boy. Hold on.
My shit, yo.
Chill out, brother. Chill out. That's more later, son. That's more later, son, bro. Chill. That's more later, son, brother. Chill out, that brother. That's more later, son.
I want to get the money.
Chill out, boy. Everybody, that's more later. It's more later, son. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. What do you mean, big bro? I'm staying low. That's more later. That's more later, the boy. Dirt? None of that. Put all that back in the color. And how they that real stuff that it talk came by. Listen, your mama tired of crying. And I don't like if she cry. If she cry, that mean I cry.
About every corner I touch.
That means somebody died. That's what you want to do? Stop making your mama cry, brother. Don't do all that. I'm bad to piss off. I scared it. Big forehead ass little nigga, man. You think I'm scared? I'm not scared of you. None of you. OTF. Only the funk. That's stands for me. Stop playing, man. Get your mama right. Stop playing. Your mama beautiful. Life's good. Stop acting stupid. Mr. Mario. I ain't trying to hear none of that goofy ass shit.
Hell no.
Stop. Play on me, little boy. You a child, man. You a child. I don't stop. Punch him, set him out, and get it right.
Man, go check my dog out, man. Mario the comedian from New Orleans, man. That man wild, dog. Cause y'all date. I ain't even gonna ask y'all that question, dog. Somebody from Chicago was trying to get on my ass, but I don't go smoke with y'all niggas, man, on phone now, for real.
Carrie was very tall, taller even than the boys. She towered over everyone. She carried a little bit more weight.
She had freckles on her face. She was very pale. She was not super impressive to look at. Impressive. That's kind of rude to say, but she just wasn't a looker.
She was never as thick as she thought she was, but of course, if you're not stick thin, especially back when we were kids, you might as well be a house.
We're not gonna see eye to eye on this issue.
You salty.
What is going on?
You man could never. I would turn my grave.
It's a true crime, dog.
Yeah, bro. Tell us something about James. Biggest nose. Biggest nose. Emotional, damn it. Was nowhere near as in shape as he thought he was. Looks wise, not impressive.
He wasn't really a looker, but he had the charisma.
Wasn't a looker. Biggest nose was kind of funny. Made up for it with good spirit.
And had a good heart.
She wasn't that thick, but in those days, you might well have been a house.
I've never heard a bar like that.
Newsflash, this is how a lot of women talk about their friends. Outside of Instagram, in the comment section, you slay, beautiful, this, that, and the third, you was a bad bitch. Man, when they alone, they telling their friends the truth. Boy, that girl ugly. Oh, she bad built. Built like a sack of potatoes, bro. I'm telling y'all, bro, I've seen this before.
Now time.
This creature is not what you think. Its origins can be traced back not just to space, but maybe into the metaphysical realm itself. Now, Nope is a very weird film. And I'm gonna be honest, Gordy the monkey, the ape, scares me more than the actual alien in this. When Gordy's on screen, I'm out. This dude is brutal. He doesn't give a shit. But Nope as a movie, one, has very interesting characters. It's very well directed, and it has a very, very interesting alien. And by the way, it also has two of the most iconic voices ever. Keith David, Spawn himself, and then you got Top Dollar from The Crow and Alien Resurrection 2, Michael Wincott. Like, come on. When you have these two in a film, you know you're about to get something goated. Now, my favorite Jordan Peele film is probably still Get Out. I have a bias towards that film because I love cults. But I will say, I love aliens and monsters just as much, and this has one of the weirdest aliens I've ever seen in my life. I don't think we've seen an alien as weird as this. This reminds me of like a hybrid between the alien from Arrival, especially the ship, and the organic alien creature / ship hybrid from the end of 10 Cloverfield Lane. That's what it reminds me of. But this is not your typical alien. Not in any fashion whatsoever. It's beyond alien. The movie, the characters, and even the writers themselves, they kind of reference it as an animal. This alien's like a creature, a predator. It's territorial. It goes berserk and tries to hunt you down. It feeds on things like an animal would. Like it's very animalistic in nature. It's a fallacy. The VFX artist got a lot of influence from jellyfish and this other fish, guitar fish looking thing. If I ever saw this thing in the ocean coming at me, I'd shit myself on the spot. I'd dive into the ocean. There's a lot of force on you and pressure. I would go deeper down just so I could destroy myself so I wouldn't have to be killed by that thing. So the conception of this alien is very much like the aliens from Arrival. Ethereal in nature. Much more of it's a different dimensional being. It's much more powerful than that. It's not just an animal. But neither is the alien from Nope. Now, what does this thing represent? Well, in this film, it represents the fatality of sensationalism. It shows you, this movie basically is about the entertainment industry's exploitation of natural life for the sake of spectacle. And the alien very much represents this as well, especially the consequences of such a thing. But I believe that Jordan Peele and the writers went a bit deeper with their conception of this alien. This is different. And this isn't different on a sci-fi level. They went biblical with this. Ladies and gentlemen, the creature from Nope is not an alien.
You ate all my pizza rolls. You know, like $100.
No, Totino's pizza rolls are 10 for about $1.
The key to great skin is exfoliating and moisturizing. Old Spice gives me both.
It's an angel. Alright, listen, don't leave. Don't leave. A lot of you won't even know what I'm saying. A lot of you are just gonna leave right away. Don't. I have proof. There is proof. With a Jordan Peele movie, you have to pay attention to details. Very much so. Okay? There's a proof. If your conception of an angel is this, there's no bother having a conversation about this. Right? The biblically accurate angels, they're a different level of entity altogether. Now, I had a dream, a fever dream after watching Nope, in which I saw God speak to me, and I was told that aliens from Nope are angels. Now, I spoke to my assistant, and he said, "Yeah, it's a good, make a video on this." And I went on the internet to see, okay, maybe I have changed the game. Maybe no one else has come up with this theory. I'm an innovator. Unfortunately, I'm wrong. Some fucker on Reddit already posted about this theory 3 years ago, and many of the points I'm going to bring up in this video have already been cited. So I'm going to put him there because I have to. Okay, I have to shout out him, give him credit. I'm not still on the internet apparently. Now,
the good dude, y'all do stupid. Like, he brought me flowers. Ugh, are they still doing that? That's supposed to be nice. He thought, yeah, what food you? Girl, he gave me his business card. Who gives business cards? He always be the goofy one. He do all the things he's supposed to do right. And then he turn up to be an a-hole because y'all done treated him this way this whole time. Y'all be on dates and you can tell when they want them dates, they see somebody. You ever see a homegirl or girlfriend you see and she on a date? This is how you know she ain't interested. Like, he's just my friend. This is just my friend. Say hi, this is my friend. Let everybody know this is just my friend. And the goofy dude always trying to get to know you. Where you like to go? She trying to eat everywhere. What you like to do? Everything. But you hurry up with the bill. He trying to get to know me. The good dude, y'all do stupid. Like, he brought me.
basket.
Hold up.
You don't mind the wait. You've got the all-new Caesar's Palace Online Casino. Hundreds of your favorite games from your favorite casino.
Basket. Look, dog, I ain't trying to catch no smoke over the apple juice, bro. This dude, 6'5", bro. It ain't worth it. Now, if it's the last carton of eggs, the way they looking right now, we might have to swap it out.
I asked you if you ever smashed into one of my homies. I asked you that. I asked you that before I even moved into this house. What you mean ain't no man wanna date no woman who smashes homie, bro? Some of these dudes out here weird like that, but I'm not the one, bro. Like I'm a vouch for my homies and everything. Like if my homie smash somebody, I'm not dating. You didn't care about me. You didn't care about me when I was riding the car with you around town, and everybody looking at me laughing, and I'm.
Look, no lie, dog. If you know that's homie, if you Marcus, my homie, and he was back out, you know that's my dog right now, and you gonna be all good about it. And don't tell me anything, and you gonna wait till we just all in love and all this to say, hey, look, yeah, me and Marcus. Boy, Marcus used to be putting my head against the headboard. He had my legs on the head, one leg on the headboard, one leg on the bed. I don't even know how you do that. I'm like, man, we ain't trying to do all that. There's some dudes, I don't know what dudes, but most of the dudes I hang around with, man, look, you was in that, you're trying to, that's not relationships type stuff for you. That's not material type stuff for you. Nah.
Why would I pay for my ass's man?
All right. Can you fill your tank up? Can you fill your tank up with booty meat? Can you pay your light bill with cheeks? Not the way you're thinking. But you can't. All right. You can't pay your water bill with those good, bro. You can't.
Birthday.
What's up, baby? What's going on?
Hey, can you send me $50 on Cash App? I just need, can you send $50 on Cash App?
Yeah, but I get it on that.
How long you think? Because he's trying to get to the city.
No, I'm taking care of some business right now, so I'm going to the truck. What's going on?
Nothing.
Chilling.
You good? You having a good day?
Yes.
You having a good day? I was just wishing you a good day. Are you good? You can't hear me?
Talking to me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm driving. I'm chilling. I'm taking care of stuff. I'll call you in a minute, Lord. I love you.
I was just checking on you. You know, just mental health check. He said he loved you too. I was just checking on you. But send the $50, get a chance.
Yeah, alright.
My boy said he has boundaries. Do not ask me. I'm here talking to my. I don't know when it's gonna get there. The woman, and I hate to say it, is one of those probably use this to get in almost any of this. I don't know. I ain't trying to say play the fool, but you play the question mark. You get what I'm saying? I don't know. Yeah, they hit him with a little Kevin Hart. I don't know. You know, hey, did you see what happened? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think I'll say, hey, do you know what happened to my? I don't know. Hey, what's up with that girl? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
And she still wants to save the relationship. She'll call. She'll send out long, thought-out texts, and she'll still want to see you. She will make any excuse just to see you. She does not want to save the relationship. She will simply not do any of those things. She will not want to be bothered with you at all. When they are still in love and want to make the relationship work, they will still find any excuse to see or talk to you. Will literally make up any excuse in their minds just to justify whatever bullshit you have done. That's literally how dumb women can be. They're not cutthroat about situations at all. They overthink and overanalyze everything. So eventually, it seems like they start making up their own scenarios in their own heads. And honestly, women, y'all have to stop sugarcoating situations and take them for what they really are. Y'all love to sit up and make excuses just to be with the person instead of accepting the truth for what it really is.
I feel like, yes, if a girl really likes you, there's going to be effort into saving the situation. If there is zero effort, my guy, she is over you. She's already gone to the other 5 guys in her chat box.
God, send me the lamest, the most 9 to 5, the most square nigga you got on the block. A straight 9 to 5, a blue collar, hard working. You get off work, you come home, you grab a beer out the refrigerator, you sit down, you watch a fucking basketball game, football game, whatever. You take a shower, you go to sleep. That's how I want you coming. I don't want to hear, oh, what's the word? There ain't no word. There ain't no word. Oh, okay.
This is after they get their primetime years to Pookie, Chad, Ray, and all that. They want you now. Oh yeah, they want to chill, man. They want to chill with the 9 to 5 guy. They know better. They didn't learn their lesson now. No, bro, this is insane, bro. You're really trying to set up. That boy's a menace.
Have any kids? No kids. My ex had 4, so I'm trying to. That's kind of big.
Why did you pop? I know it's kind of popular opinion, but me, I typically don't like dating men without children, especially after a certain age. I just think it's weird. Yeah, and I didn't have.
I'm Nubia's permanency.
And I'm Ventures.
Ventures, what happened to you?
As children, I've never dated a man that didn't have children. It's a deal breaker than the average woman.
Gotcha.
So a man without children is weird to you?
After a certain age, yeah. I feel like after a certain age, you don't have no children, you're strange to me. You know, like nobody OG, nobody took them genetics, you know. It's strange. It's a personal preference.
Okay. And why did you pop your balloon?
As she talked a little more, I thought about the fact that I don't want any other kids, and I do only have 1 kid, so I think I would rather someone who had a kid already, just because I don't want to have any more, and I wouldn't want to date anybody who didn't have kids because they probably want kids.
Gotcha.
Man, that's a very sensible point of view, man. Like, look, lady, you got a child, and if only more women, probably even some guys, not guys, excuse me, if more women was to say, hey, man, I got 2 kids, my chances are dating a guy with kids and us joining forces is probably better than me getting with a guy with 0 kids that got everything going on. Yes, I said it, man. She'll probably have better chances.
Survive, food, water, Celsius, heat, air conditioning, the Tex-Mex egg rolls from Cheesecake Factory, my weighted blanket, chocolate, my nail tech, cozy slippers, wine, Reese Witherspoon. Those are things that as a girl, okay, I can see, okay, you can't survive. Okay, I can see that. But a man, if you or someone you know is struggling to survive without a man, call me now at 1-800-DFFR. That is 1-800-D fucking for real.
My girl said she'll put the nail tech before a man. That's crazy. It's crazy.
How you doing, my friend? Do me a favor, take your hand out your pocket for me. That's okay. What's going on?
So, girl, and she goes 35 for 30 minutes. I get to the back, and she wasn't being clear on the instructions. And then I was like, okay, after 30 minutes, I was like, okay, I'll pay you my 35. And I get up, pay her the 35. And afterwards, she's like, you owe 175. I was like, that's not what I agreed on. That's not what we negotiated on.
Okay.
So, I don't know how it increased by that dramatic of a number. From a 35 bill to a 175.
Okay, so you're...
This man is not telling a lie. This man is not telling a lie. She was trying to finesse my guy, but he ain't with it.
So I'm out having dinner with my girl, and I want y'all to just notice something. There's women, all in there. Women, all in there. Women. And let's not forget right there too, because they're everywhere. Oh my God. I don't normally go out, but when I do, I go out with my girls. Like, I am seeing something, a trend. Girls are all going out with their girlfriends. There's not like one date.
Says the girl that's on a date with a female best friend and not a man.
When y'all get on these socials and start talking about what you're not doing for your man because y'all not married, I be quiet. Because once we exclusive, baby, I'm going to give you 100% of me. If I cook, I cook. If I clean, I clean. Y'all get on the social and start talking about what y'all not going to do. And you be talking about the bare minimum. I'm not talking about putting nothing in my name. I ain't talking about moving him into my house. I'm not talking about none of that. Because, yeah, that's all stuff that you do after you get married. But me being me and being who I am, he's supposed to see what it is that he marrying into. Things ain't supposed to change. It's not supposed to be like, oh, let me go ahead and get her this ring so she can start cooking for me. Let me go give her this ring so she can start cleaning for me. Like, that's not how that works. I need him to see who I am before he asks me to marry him, because that's what it's going to be after that.
That's it.
What you think about that?
Oh, I like her.
And I felt that it was his unique experience for a moment, because he gave an example. Like, you know, if my girl is too tired to cook dinner one day, I'm like, okay, cool, no problem. But if I forget to take out the trash, it's a big issue. I accept her humanity, but she don't accept mine. And so I kind of looked around the room to see, like, and when I paid attention, every man was nodding their head. So I asked the room, like, does that resonate? And they were like, yeah, I don't feel appreciated. I'm like, I don't know what that even feels like. And that grieved my soul, because I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, I don't think women realize that what our complaints and does to a man who's in love.
It's a small chip away. Like, man, it is a small chip away. Just imagine it, me pretty much comparing it to a lumberjack trying to cut down a tree. It's not the first swing of the axe that's going to make the tree fall. It's going to be the repetitive axe swinging, the repetitive cuts, small cuts over and over and over, right? The same thing in the same area, that tree will fall eventually.
Why do you discriminate so much?
You that ugly.
Ain't nobody ugly, you ugly.
Yeah, you are.
You ugly. Bitch, don't lie right now.
Come, turn on the camera. Come on the camera then.
Why do you discriminate?
Okay, if you keep using cuss words, you're gonna be gone.
Why do you discriminate toward black women so much?
It's not about black women, it's about you. I don't like you.
And I don't like you either.
Okay.
Ain't nobody scooping you.
Okay, yeah you are.
Why? I'm only alive. Oh yeah.
Where's your man at?
That ain't your business.
You don't have one. Look at that box that you live in. Look at those wood panel walls. You don't even have real walls. Your shit is wood panel. And it's not even real wood. It's that cheap shit that they put in the manufactured home.
You serious?
Yeah.
You serious?
It's that cheap shit that they put in the manufactured home.
Okay,
Come on now, talk to me.
And talk to you about what? All you do is talk shit all day, every day.
And what?
I'ma talk my shit and pop my mother.
Tell you to stop Didn't I tell you? Exactly. Let's get her the hell up off the screen.
You know, I thought at first he was like, man, she was just being ugly, like behaving ugly. But when she put herself on live, boy, she was actually kind of hit, bro. Like that's on you, girl. That's on you, girl.
Are eggs good for dogs?
Raw egg or cooked egg? It doesn't actually matter. Eggs are great for dogs, so add it. Apples or grapes? Grape?
Whoa, it's a beautiful day to do these reactions.
You date me, I have one very important rule. Come closer. We don't pull out. I repeat, we don't pull out. I like bubbles.
Say less. Say damn less.
Lisa! Lisa, come listen to this woman deliver this beautiful proverb. Lisa!
Nah, don't say less nothing, man. I don't trust that. But look, dog, y'all know what's interesting? I found out birth control makes women look at men that they never would find attractive in the first place as attractive men. That is crazy. They're going against their own biology. Birth control has been known to make less masculine men look more attractive to women. Real talk. And the reason why is because those hormones making you look like you're a nurturing person. And women in general ain't going for that when they're not on the pill, dog. So when they get off the pill, they realize they don't even like your black ass, dog. It's straight up. I just learned that not that long ago. Yeah, anyway, I said all that because if she wants you to not pull out, she gotta be on birth control, right? That's why I said all that before.
So I'll just shut up.
I'm dead tired of this shit. What you laughing at, boy?
I'll just shut up for good now, huh? Yeah, you want that? Yeah. We are over.
Boy, if you don't get...
Shut up. I hope that you choke on a piece of concrete and literally go to I will see you in hell. You asshole. Liar. You manipulator. You goddamn witch.
You trying to play me, nigga?
You would have played your cards right with me. Asshole!
Yeah, these are the type of women that put false allegations on men and get them locked up. Real talk, you gotta stay away from these crazy ones. But the problem is you don't know in the beginning she crazy, and another problem is a lot of y'all dudes tender. You crazy ones got that fire between you. You know this.
Okay, so I have a friend, and he said that his 25-year-old daughter called him an uncaring, neglectful father, and his wife agreed with her when he refused to go pick his daughter up from a town 85 miles away from a party that her boyfriend left her at.
You're a victim.
I said, friend, what kind of party was it? And he said, bruh, that's the first question I asked. What kind of party was it? My wife, my daughter both responded with, should that matter? And I was like, yeah, if it's like a raucous bachelorette party, I wouldn't want to be there either. And he said, they said it was a birthday party. And I said, ooh, he left at a birthday party? He said, yes. I said, who was it for? He said, her ex-boyfriend's sister. I said, wow, that's kind of touchy. He said, that's what I was saying. Her ex-boyfriend's sister, like, what are the chances that the ex-boyfriend might show up there? I said, I'm sure pretty high. And he said, especially since it was at the ex-boyfriend's house.
Oh, you're so dumb.
I said, hold on, friend. Your daughter took her new boyfriend to a birthday party for her ex-boyfriend's sister at her ex-boyfriend's house. He got upset and left her, and they mad and calling you neglectful and uncaring. He said, make it make sense, friend. What? I said, I can't. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, you know, different strokes for different folks. Y'all might not agree with me on this one, but I'm still gonna drive 85 there and 85 back. It is what it is. But guess what? The whole time I'm gonna tell my daughter how dumb she acts, how stupid and trifling it is, and why he should have left your ass. Straight up. I ain't giving you that it's okay, baby, all that. Man, I keep it so raw and gutter with my kids, man. Listen, they ain't growing up being no soft ass niggas. They just not. How can you win when I'm your daddy, bro? It's not happening.
Go home.
the quickest way to pee out fat.
Good God, man. Stop eating them. You're gonna blow up.
No, I'm not. The numbers on the scale are going down, bro.
Be careful, let me know when you made it.
Alright, I'm gonna let you know.
Alright, be careful. You did the little thing. Let me know when you made it. Alright, see you later. Mr. Left, you got it with you?
I ain't got no cash on.
Wait, I got cash now.
Say no more. What? That's sensation.
Alright, let me know when you made it, Mr. Left.
Okay.
You know, stop tripping. I ain't talking to nobody else.
No, you be tripping.
I'm only talking to you.
You always talking to niggas. See what I'm saying? You give me a side look. All right. Come on, man. Stop calling you. Stop being here. Alright, it's not real. Stop playing with me though.
Accusation.
You say that.
Oh, shit.
Alright, be careful. Hey, said it ain't no loogie.
Hey, she got an old man for the bread, a stud. Oh, man, that's too low.
Making your oldest daughter carry a child for your boyfriend is wild, but listen to this story. So her mom decided when she had like 3 children, turned 36, that she was going to get her tubes tied. She wasn't going to have any more children. She ended up having a younger boyfriend who had no children and wanted kids. She decided that her 18-year-old was going to have his baby, and they was going to keep it a secret upon them that was his child.
Cause I be doing foul shit, but that's fouler.
So everybody think he's just a good granddaddy and good step granddaddy, and he's taking care of the little boy, looking out for the little boy. The only role model that the little boy knows, because nobody knows who her daughter baby daddy is. But the daughter's boyfriend decides that he actually wants to step up and take control of the situation, and he want to put his name on the birth certificate to the little boy. But he noticed that the girl's stepdaddy had an attitude and was mad. And he was mad, so he asked her, like, what's the advice? She was like, you gotta promise me you ain't gonna say nothing. He like, man, what's up? They get to their house and she tell him, like, my mom made me have a baby for him. Everybody think that's my baby granddaddy, but that's really his daddy. And, that's how I always been, and I just never said nothing. Why the boyfriend goes ballistic and tell everybody, and the mom saying she ain't wrong?
No.
The mama needs to be thrown off a cruise ship, man. You know them sharks be following the cruise ship because of trash that they throw off. It's easy food for them, dog. They throw her over. She shark food, dog. That is a trash mama, man. I done heard it all at this point.
Husband like, girl, put your sexy clothes on tonight. We don't be doing XYZ. Child, get you, take you high bed. We gonna be doing it all night.
Nasty bitch.
Allison is gonna be sick when he see this. He gonna be literally sick. He's probably going to vomit in his mouth. But he's not going to have to vomit because I'm not gonna say any more. Because that good game that my husband.
He needs to leave that dope alone.
Talked. It wasn't nothing but wolf. He said wolf tickets. I put that foot massage on him. Knocked him completely out. I know, child. But child, listen. You just get to a certain age where when you say you ready, you got to be ready. Okay. You ready, boy? You ready right now?
I couldn't help but notice how youthful for 50 she looks, man. That's crazy. She looked good for 50 something. She said sex after 50 be like, so she's 50 something. But she knew what she was doing, man. She put that foot massage on, dude. She know that past behavior is indicative of future behavior. That man that fell asleep with that before. She knew what was going to happen. you ain't want it. That's what it was.
Would you become an illegal alien bounty hunter for $1,000 a person? That's what this new bill from Mississippi is trying to introduce. Check it out.
That would allow certified bounty hunters to assist in identifying and reporting undocumented immigrants was introduced in the Mississippi House of Representatives. The bill, proposed by the DeSoto County District Attorney and authored by State Rep Justin Keene, would create the Mississippi Illegal Alien Certified Bounty Hunter Program. This program would offer a $1,000 reward to registered bounty hunters for each successful deportation they help facilitate.
I got it out.
Debunked the $750 a person tweets, and now this bill that's backed by actual paperwork and data and research has been presented, man. So how do you guys feel? Do y'all feel like this is on the tip of the iceberg and this might pass in Mississippi and continue to pass in different states? Or do y'all feel like this bill is going to be immediately struck down and people just don't want to see illegal immigrants hunted in this way? And yes, I said hunted, man. Leave it in the comments.
Let me tell y'all something, man. I spent a great deal of my childhood in Jackson, Mississippi, man. You know, there ain't a whole lot of white people in that city. Actually, fun fact, Jackson, Mississippi, percentage-wise, is the most African-American city in the country, the more you know. But, you know, outside of Jackson, I came across some white boys, man. Listen, they gonna go hard with this. Ooh, they gonna, oh, man, you better not get caught slipping in Mississippi, partner. If this go through, it's over for you. If you illegal, dog, I'm telling you what I know. Them boys don't believe.
They're a good bunch out here. I'm glad Trump's here at the moment. You know, it's like Daddy arrived.
Hold on there, bro.
And he's taking his belt off, you know. So I think.
Yeah, man. Under no circumstances am I referring to another man as Daddy, bro. Hey, it's just not gonna happen, bro. He not my father who actually raised me, bro. That's the only person in my whole life I'm gonna call Daddy, bro. Real talk. I call him Pops.
B.O.B. your wife asks you and the boys to give her an hour. No distractions to work out.
Baby, I'm not trying to distract you. I'm just here to let you know that at any point if you need to stretch, I'm here. I don't play a whole lot of that, man. Don't laugh, I'm being serious. If at any point you need a spot, no, if you need a spot, I am here because it's safety first in the Ellis household.
Spot.
Yes.
Got it.
Anything, you let me know. Even if you running. Because if you running, I know how heavy that thing is back there.
Hey, how you doing over there, Red Bone?
So I don't mind holding it for you while you running. Get your trot on. I don't want you to drop it while you trot. Don't drop it while trot. No dropping while trotting. No dropping while trotting. I don't drop it while trotting. I don't drop it while trotting. And I don't drop it. Boom, boom, drop, boom, drop, go trap, drop, to get the drop. Your mother's nuts. You know that?
Hey, dog, that's a beautiful thing, bro. Got the family, you heard me. He got his girl. She trying to stay in shape for him. Keep that thing nice and tight for him, bro. A lot of y'all wives and girlfriends at the gym, and they don't give them that. They get beside themselves. You see what I'm saying? Bro, they don't even think that you would leave them if they got out of hand, man. They got to stay in shape, man. It is, because if your ass go bro, work out of grace, dog. Keep it real. I don't know, man. I really don't, dog.
Hello? Talk to me quickly. I'm about to take off.
In the background, you want to play?
Yeah, that's a flight attendant. Where I'm coming from? Nola.
Why you didn't answer the phone?
Because I'm busy.
Who you with?
I'm with nobody. I took a solo trip. My phone.
You with that nigga Derek, huh?
Nah. I'm not Derek.
You keeping it back. You with what?
Nah, I'm on my phone. Well, I gotta go. I gotta turn on airplane mode.
Alright.
The things women do to upset men and be toxic is beyond me. If you've been watching the channel, bro, I told y'all a couple times, you know, as a bartender, I used to listen in on these conversations that women would have. Girl, watch me send them this text and piss him off. That type of shit. Oh, they get a kick out of that, bro. Like, real talk. They be needing that razzle dazzle, bro. Dead ass serious. Think it's a game. Your girl just strategically piss you off more times than you think.
Yo, come here, let me holler at y'all, yo. You can't get mad at your partner, yo, for expressing what upsets them.
I was thinking about that.
And I get it, sometimes some things you feel like it's not that deep. Well, it's that deep to them. You feel me? So you gotta be genuine and considerate with your approach. And understand that not everybody feel how you feel, think how you think. Because why you feel how you feel? But I used to be that person, I used to be like, oh, why you acting like that? Well, it ain't even that deep. It's that deep to them. Be considerate and understand, take yourself out of you and understand where they're coming from. And maybe you'll understand why they feel how they feel.
I'm a catch.
Not everybody gonna think how you think or feel how you feel. Some people feel more deeply than you do. Some people express their emotions a little bit more stronger than you do. And it's that deep to them. So if you are somebody who loves this person, you're gonna go out your way to understand why they feel the way they feel. Because communication is key, but communication without comprehending, you have nothing. Because anybody can communicate just to listen to you.
I'm a big player.
But are they comprehending everything you said to them? So be considerate, be genuine when the person is expressing themselves. Because it's a hidden message that you might be missing. So don't miss that.
Hey, bro, that'd be one of my biggest problems. You know, in my little small mind, I'd be like, damn, why is you mad about this? But, you know, that's their emotions. I can't invalidate their emotions. It's really that simple. You know, sometimes do it be based on purely emotions and no logic? Of course, probably more often than not. But at the same time, you gotta try to understand it at least.
Driving done for the day. Night, you guys. Thanks for tuning in.